it was reported in Adrian Wojnarowski's story originally that Jimmy wasn't that interested in being a sidekick for LeBron. They've since removed that from the story, but I buy it. I buy it that what LeBron has actually created is a bunch of wannabes. Everybody wants to be LeBron, and whether they can be LeBron or not. And so I do think there will be some reluctance from some superstars, maybe even Kawhi Leonard, certainly maybe Jimmy Butler here. I think there will be a reluctance from some superstar to come play Robin to LeBron's Batman because they all want to be Batman like LeBron.
Yeah, I applaud Jimmy Butler first because he wants to go to the best franchise in the NBA, Los Angeles Clippers, Clip City, Chip City. Why not know that before you even get there? But also, what's wrong with knowing your value? What's wrong with knowing your worth and saying, I'm
estimating your
Oh,
value?
no, wait a minute. Franchise player Jimmy Butler is, and he's saying, I am applying for the position of CEO. Now, which franchises need a CEO? Not senior VP. And look, you play with LeBron, at best you're the senior VP. You're never going to be the CEO. So he wants to go somewhere and have that impact. So it's time for a Wileyism. And this is what Jimmy Butler is thinking. Look, do you want to go somewhere and carry the torch, or do you want to go somewhere to light the torch? Big difference. You go to the Lakers, guess who you are? Another torchbearer carrying it from 16 to 17 in the shadow of LeBron. You go to the Clippers, light that thing up, first in charge, legend of the franchise. Jimmy Butler, do you, dog, and do it right.
I respect him for having an opinion, for knowing where he wants to go, who he wants to play with. Everyone's not going to want to play with LeBron James. He's not an end-all, be-all. He's not for everyone. But Jimmy just decided where he wants to be. And we know, of course, as time has shown us, that wherever you say you want to go is not where you end up. And where you end up may be the best place for you, and you realize it when you get there, a la Paul George.
Yeah.
So Jimmy's like, and a la Kyrie Irving. Kyrie never, Boston wasn't on his list. OKC wasn't on Paul George's list. But Paul George signed back because he found out that was what was best for him. That's where he enjoyed it the most. And we'll see how the chips fall in this Jimmy Butler situation. But it's not working out for him in Minnesota. He's found a sidekick who just got a max contract, who is not cut from the same cloth. He's not as tough as him. He's not a leader. He doesn't appeal to Jimmy and how Jimmy wants to play basketball, and he has an option. He did the responsible thing by telling Tom Thibodeau.
We'll get to the Andrew Wiggins part here in a minute. I just want to stay here for what do you think of my position that what LeBron has created is guys that want to mimic him more than perhaps learn from him?
You know I disagree on that. You have guys who may want to. You have professionals that want to learn from him and get better. Like there's people who are striving to be the same person that they are and exist as that, or there's people who are trying to get better and grow. And everyone can grow. And I think Jimmy could learn something from LeBron. We all can learn. LeBron learns from even people who are under him. I don't think that's the culture in LA right now. That's what he has right now. That's the personality he has right now. Young kids who want to learn and grow with him.
No.
You'll get another star that will want to play next to him. And
this isn't a comment about whether LeBron has anything to teach him, because he certainly does. This is a comment about young people and just the delusion of youth, which sometimes leads you to greatness. You Kyrie Irving, I want my own damn team. I want to be the man on my team. Whereas
and Kyrie was in the right for saying that and feeling that way. Yeah.
And again, I know it was a different league and a different time and less mobility, but a Scottie Pippen was, I'm good being here with Jordan. I'm good.
I'm good winning.
Yeah, winning.
I'm good getting all the accolades that most of the accolades that MJ got.
Yeah.
I'm good going down in history and being in the Hall of Fame. I like all the things that come with carrying a team does not mean you'll end up in the Hall of Fame and be remembered for life. Scottie Pippen's going to be remembered for life. There's going to be some guys on first team All-NBA that people won't remember right now. But you'll always remember Scottie, who won consistently and who did it alongside of MJ.
But why the negative?
I respect Scottie for that.
Why the negative connotation when a James Worthy, who started this before Pippen, all those third,
always remember him for winning. Winning, you're remembered for winning.
But you're a third fiddle, and you could have went somewhere and been a star, but he stayed still. Fine, okay, respect. And then you see a Kyrie Irving who's like, no, I don't want to stay still. I'm already a champion. Let me go somewhere else and show that I can build this around me. Why the negative connotation for being a guy who wants to go somewhere and light the torch?
Because I think for Jimmy Butler, about to be 30, the opportunity to pair with, and maybe LeBron doesn't want him, who knows? But it's the opportunity to pair with LeBron and do some real winning there's way too much upside in that for me to just sit around. No, I don't want to do that. I want to go somewhere to be the man. Seems a little crazy to me. I'm going to try to take this to a serious place without denigrating Andrew Wiggins. When Andrew Wiggins was coming out of the draft and LeBron James and them wrote that letter and basically made it clear, no, we'd rather have Kevin Love or we don't want Andrew Wiggins. My understanding was that Cleveland and the thinking around the people who had power in Cleveland at that time was Andrew Wiggins and Canadian guys aren't American basketball players' cup of tea. And so Stephen Jackson is reflecting a mentality of a lot of American-born basketball players about Canadian basketball players. They say it's a different basketball culture in Canada. And I remember I said this on Pardon the Interruption. People got all upset with me. And I go, hey, man, I'm just telling you what the people in power in Cleveland think about Canadian basketball players. And that's what they think.
Sounds synonymous to black quarterbacks. Uh-oh, something sounds outdated. Look, I'm not going to dig that hole. I'm going to go here. LeBron, you're right. He didn't even mention Andrew Wiggins in that letter, which everyone knew. Wiggins, be on the lookout. Next thing you know, Wiggins traded. LeBron James, oops. LeBron James, mistake, because LeBron James was constructing a team to beat the Spurs, and who came in and swooped up all the championships? The Golden State Warriors. You think LeBron regrets not having an Andrew Wiggins and that versatility, that dynamic versus Kevin Love? I think he should. All right, let's move forward. Who's Andrew Wiggins? And I get tired of the impossible, immeasurable, no metric having conversation about heart. Every time I get around sports cats and when they lose all objectivity, they start talking about toughness and heart. He ain't got no heart. Can he ball? Yes, because the dude was ascending to the place of an all-star level. As you can see, Andrew Wiggins, 23.6 points a game. That's all-star level. Come on, y'all. And then Jimmy Butler comes in.
All points ain't created equal.
You're right. Empty calories sometimes. we're empty calories, but getting better every season in all metrics. And then he gets with Jimmy Butler, and Jimmy Butler gets with his favorite coach.
Marcellus.
And then guess what happens? Y'all look at those numbers and tell me what happened. And please don't give me heart and toughness.
He's a Clipper fan. Go ahead, Dodge.
Heart and toughness are two of the biggest things in basketball that there is no metric for.
You're right.
And the dog in you is what separates some very talented players from some very good players. You could have heart and marginal skill and still be better than a guy with more talent than you, because that sets in when adversity kicks in. That heart is what pushes you past in the tough times.
Agreed.
So where the Canadian aspect that you said, I understand what you mean, because Canadians are great people. They're great people to be around, great teammates. But the dog and the toughness part is what some people see in them as not having. You've had some amazingly talented Canadians like Steve Nash.
Yes.
Andrew Wiggins is talented.
Yes.
But then you have that dog Tristan Thompson, who's Canadian as well. But he's the minority when it comes to Canadian basketball players. Not that they don't have talent, not that they're not good basketball players, but that toughness part. And when you're looking for a sidekick, you want somebody that's tough, that you can rely on and look in the foxhole and look next to and say, you got my back. And if you can't look Andrew Wiggins in the eyes and say he doesn't think he has my back, then that's the problem. That's where Jimmy is looking. You pay all this money to this guy coming up. He's young, and I know him, and I've been in a foxhole with him, and I don't think I can trust him. And I think that's what they're looking at.
Marcellus, I'm just that's across the board in the NBA. There's a reason why Stephen Jackson said what he said. There's a reason why.
His cape out, though. He had his do-rag cape out.
Oh, yeah.
We can show you video
with that.
of Jimmy Butler putting his hands on his throat trying to see if Jimmy Butler, if Andrew Wiggins has a pulse or whatever. That's a pervasive thought about him across the league,
I agree with
whether
that.
fair or unfair.
In the draft, that's why people were debating on taking him at number one, because of just his toughness, his mental toughness, and the dog that has in it. It was never his talent.
I've seen too many times that's been mishandled. I go back to my position in NFL and the Julius Peppers. You know what they said about Julius Peppers when he came out? Not a great work ethic. Looks like he's going half speed through everything. You know what it really was? He was so talented coming from basketball to football, and things were looking so simple to him. The guy is still going out there getting double-digit sacks in his 16th season. Sometimes you can mischaracterize a guy based on what your lens is seeing him as. So if you see a Canadian coming as soft, you say he's not tough.
But here's the issue.
An American
here's the
soft?
issue, and we got to go on this. Here's the issue. What the players are saying now is we're not speculating. We've seen his body of work for 2 or 3 years, and this is the book on.
This only one bad.
And I think that's the difference.
year.
It's not the
difference
numbers
between
ain't created equal.
between basketball, football, and the heart thing. I think there's a separation in heart and football and basketball.
We got more heart.
Coming up.